results, you know, their speech, I mean, after the wedding, and boy, I was nervous. But you know, I was telling Myrna on the way down here, my dad used to tell a joke. He never knew a lot of jokes, but he had this one that he used to tell. It was about the fellow that was getting married. And so they're at the church and taking the vows, and when the vows were said, the groom said, you know, I do. And so, of course, he was married. So then after at the wedding, at the reception, the best man gave the toast, and he had to give the reply. So they asked him to give the reply, and he got up and said, I think I've said too much already. There's one letter here I want to read, and a lot of people here know him. A good friend and a cousin, Bill Beatty, who lives in Dryden. Bill's about 83, I guess, now, and he wasn't able to make it, but Bill always had a fantastic sense of humor. So this is a letter, a couple of pages, but it won't take long. 50 years, I can't believe it. Time sure flies by when you're having fun. Some bad times, some good times, and lots of memories. Here on Clearwater Bay, when you two were courting? No, courting. I'm getting my eyes done on Monday. We used to say back in the old times, courting. You often came to visit by boat and enjoy the evening. We always listened to your outboard motor as you took off for home. It always seemed that it conked out just off McCallum's Point. There always seemed to be quite a spell between conking out and starting up again. Harley maintained that this old two-cylinder opposed Johnson would never start until it cooled off. It led us to believe that there were two lovebirds there twiddling their toes in the lake whilst waiting for the motor to cool. We often wondered if it was only the motor that needed cooling. And then there were those fabulous fishing trips to Shoal Lake, Bag Bay, producing walleye by the bucketful. Harley and I got into serious trouble with the meat hunters of our gang by going exploring old gold mines, logging camps, and anything else that merited a look-see. Finding steel balls from a deserted mine mill site was a highlight of our trip. But I guess, well, I garnered the wrath of those who only had fish and fillets on their mind. I could be better with my glasses off. Little did they realize at the time that Harley and I had just invented eco-tours. We couldn't understand why we were never invited back without guarantee of sticking to the order of the day, fishing. And here's another one. Did you know Myrna can sometimes become quite upset over what Harley and I considered just a minor miscalculation of time? Harley and Myrna were planning to attend an important social event in Winnipeg one evening, so Harley and I headed to the city from a duck hunting trip around Shoal Lake, Minnedosa area. We decided to take a different route, Highway number 2, and change in scenery, or was this just another eco-tour? All was going well until we spotted a big activity, a farm auction in progress. Naturally, we wheeled in, and Harley, of Powell Equipment fame, met more farmer friends and equipment owners and operators than I ever thought existed in the province. So our 15-minute look-see turned into several hours social event. Onward we sped, pausing at a Starbucks payphone for Harley to let Myrna know we were okay, but just minutes away from home. Several minutes, in fact. MTS claims that the telephone is still sizzling with Myrna's accusations and derisive remarks concerning the association of Harley and Bill and their lack of responsible behavior once again arose. We had developed quite a reputation It sometimes takes a lot of time and effort to develop a reputation. And then there was the hoorahs. A lot of people here would know what those were. Party nights at Clearwater Bay. Bill Hansen on guitar. My brother Jack on the gut bucket. And the gals singing sweetly, those classic old favorites. The evening couldn't be complete without Harley performing solo that great hit of the 1920s. Yes, it is true. He really was the only guy in the world who could take a biscuit apart and put it back together again. Just ask Rudy Valentino. Wonderful memories recharged. That was Bill. On your 5th get-together, I have to say, in this day and age, it is quite a feat. You have both been wonderful friends to my mom and dad and incredibly supportive through all the difficult times they both went through. I know I haven't been around for the better part of my life, but I do know that you are both warm, caring, and exceptionally wonderful people. I've always cared deeply for you both and wish you many more years of happiness. I'm sorry to miss this remarkable event, but know you will have a wonderful time going over all the memories of the past 50 years. That was from Ingrid, Griffin, and Blair. When I came out today, it's so great to see you all again, and I see you from time to time. And in fact, Junie and I were out yesterday to a gun show. And it always seems we get together in small groups or at different times and see each other through the year. But 50 years, wow, where's it gone? But Myrna and I have been truly blessed. First by the children we have, and we were fortunate. They lived close by. We all lived in the same neighborhood, and as they grew up and went to school, and then got married, and then we had grandchildren, and all the families and friends that we all lived in close proximity. Bringing up children. Well, most of us have gone through that, and you know, it takes some perseverance. Sorry. The grandkids were a lot better. Myrna did a lot of babysitting for the grandkids. If they got a little cranky, you could just sort of send them home. But we enjoyed them. You know, all the hundreds of trips to the lake we've done, Disney World trips, different school, college, marriages, yeah, the kids, and that's, you know, that's where the 50 years goes, and why it goes so quick. You know, I have to mention, as Carl mentioned, 38 years at Powell. I don't think I could have worked at a better place. You know, the people were good. The owners of the company were just great people, and it's not everybody that has the opportunity to get up every morning and is anxious to get to work. You know, because you know that you're going to have a good day, whether it be a good day or a bad day. You know you're working with people that you enjoy to work with, and as Carl mentioned too, we were so fortunate. We did a lot of worldwide traveling together. One thing, if you travel with Carl, there's never a dull moment. If you travel with him on the plane, a lot of people, I could get on a plane, I could be asleep before the wheels lifted up. But if you're sitting beside Carl, if it was a 2-hour flight, you know you got 2 hours of conversation. What we're going to do when we get there, what we're going to do with it. But it was just so much fun, Carl, and we've had our trips together, and I appreciate all our remarks. So Paul and also Peter, like I worked with Peter probably just as long. You were there before I was, Peter, and you were there, left a little earlier before I did, but that was a great relationship also. But as Carl said, you know, weekends to me were pretty important. And we spent a lot of time at the lake with the kids. Myrna went to the lake in the summer and took the kids. And they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Well, I was telling somebody earlier, it was sort of nice reprieve. Myrna would go to the lake with the kids. Bill and I would party all summer. Marion was down at the lake too. And come September, they'd be back and start over again for another year. Maybe that's how we felt it all together. Someone mentioned, I think Dennis mentioned the dogs we had. We always had dogs in the family. And in our family, we used dogs to hunt with, and I guess we had 5 hounds over the years. Bill had probably 8 or 10 of them. Now the boys have had hounds, and they were always part of the family. And sometimes a dog can be a nuisance when you got to board them out or haul them in the car somewhere, but they were all part of the family. And we've enjoyed it. My boys like to hunt with us, and now my grandchildren are out there. I'm a little slow at keeping up, but I still get out there. So I hope that we can still continue to do the same things for a few more years, and keep in touch with all the people that are here. And once again, I appreciate you all coming, and really enjoyed the day. And Donna and John and Gord, thanks for organizing all this.
Who did that?